Hey, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the brand new 2020 Disney film, Artemis Fowl. This is based off of the book series, Artemis Fowl. I never read the books. My brother read the books. I know that it has a massive fan base, and this movie was supposed to debut in theaters, I want to say 2019, but it got pushed, and then it got pushed, and then it got pushed. And then with the pandemic, it eventually just got pushed straight to Disney+. So, I watched it. It was terrible. And it's unfortunate to say this because I know Fredia Shaw, who's the main kid who plays Artemis, he has so much potential with his future acting endeavors that I feel terrible that this was his first movie, because this was horribly written. You have Colin Farrell in this? Yes, you have Judi Dench in this. It's a story, the story they give us is humans versus fairies, but fairies are like human-sized and like super teched out, and like they live in the Earth's crust. It was weirdly explained. They're all after this one object, and eventually the object gets taken back, but it's just strange. It's a strange movie. It's not that long. It just went so slow at certain points. You're like, what is the plot point? Like, you're rushing the story at certain points, and then you're slowing it down, and you're rushing it again, and then you're slowing it down. I'm like, how am I supposed to have any form of emotional connection to these characters if I can't focus on it? So, Fredia, for instance, right? He is an awesome dude. I follow him on Instagram. I have my sole interaction was, I didn't even talk to him technically. I saw a post that he had of a recommended book list, and I saw Vampires was on his book list, and I talk to the author of Vampires, Justin Sumper, all the time, and he and I go back and forth. So I said, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but Fredia, who plays Artemis in Artemis Fowl, gave you a shout out. Like, that's pretty awesome. He's like, oh, that's so cool. So he himself reposted it, and then he put it on his story, and then Fredia posted it on his story, and I felt so proud of myself, because if it wasn't for me, the two of them would have never connected. So good job for me. All right. Yeah. Like, it reminded me a lot of, remember when The Phantom Menace, Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Episode 1 came out in 1999, and everyone was so mad at the kid who played Anakin, and I can't remember his name, and everyone was so mad at the guy who played Jar Jar Binks. It's like, it's not the actor's fault that certain characters are written that certain way, It's like weird to blame the actor when you should be blaming the writer. I always thought it was a weird concept. So I don't blame Fredia at all for this. I blame the writers for this, because who in the hell approved of this? This is weird. Remember, okay, for those of you who have been watching my reviews, one of my very first reviews was A Wrinkle in Time. This was back in 2018. I had Movie Pass, so I didn't feel bad leaving the movie theater. But I left the movie theater after 20 minutes of the movie because it was horrible. I actually watched A Wrinkle in Time after I watched Artemis Fowl, because they're both on Disney+. And I wanted to make sure that my reviews were accurate in the don't blame the actor, blame the material. And I'm right, because what A Wrinkle in Time does and what Artemis Fowl does is it takes away from the momentum of the story. They have a story that they're trying to give, but it just doesn't come the way that they're trying to get it. It speeds up at parts, it slows down at parts. There's no continuity of flow. A book I'm currently reading right now, Sal and Gabby Fix the Universe. I can't stand it, but I'm reading it because it's a Rick Riordan Presents books. I had a review on Sal and Gabby Break the Universe, same concept. And it's exactly what I'm explaining about this current movie. The flow of the story does not work. You have parts that speed up and then stop abruptly and then jump and then slow. Speed, slow, jump, stop. It's sloppy. It's sloppy. Give me a continuity of presenting a story. If you want a time jump story, we'll talk about time jump stories. I've talked about time jump stories plenty of times. But the way this movie was put together was inappropriate, and I feel bad for Fredia for this being his first movie, because he didn't deserve that. None of the actors deserved it. There's not going to be a sequel. Yeah, it was not a good movie. So That's my little technical talk for you there. Artemis Fowl, currently streaming on Disney Plus. Go check it out if you must. Hey, that rhymed. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. Mucho mahalo.